Hey everyone, welcome to Rec and Connect, the podcast where we share our stories, programs, and the people who make Mountain Rec communities so special. I am Jamie Wilson, Marketing and Community Engagement Manager for Mountain Rec, and I'm very engaging.
And I'm Chris Parker. I do sports all the time, 24/7, and I'm everywhere while doing them.
Everywhere, all three facilities.
At the same time.
Edwards, Gypsum, Equal.
Equal.
Soccer,
Yes.
softball,
Yes. Pickleball.
pickleball,
We tried dodgeball.
Basketball.
It hasn't worked out yet.
dodgeball.
I'm kind of okay with it. That'd
that's-
get a little scary out there.
I'm not going to play that.
Right.
It's like playing kickball. It's just bad news.
Well, that's more funner, and we
More
do
funner.
more funner. All right, we're on episode 3. What are we talking about today?
You know, while we're still in winter programming and spring programming is coming up, we're getting ready to talk a little bit about summer and making a splash with the pools this summer.
Oh, speaking of the pools, we're going to have an Ironman athlete join us here a little bit. He's our new Aquatics Supervisor. It's Mr. Lewis Lang, and we are excited to have him on board. All right, so we're literally flipping the script. I'm going to read everything that you were supposed to say.
Yeah, apparently.
And you're going to read what I was supposed to say.
Backwards today.
So,
we're backstroking.
right.
I'm going to use that a lot today.
Okay, all right. Well, let's make light of this like a butterfly. Hey.
Oh.
All right. Have you ever competed in a triathlon?
Yeah, I was once one of those 3 sport a day type humans, and it's something else. It's quite the sport to be in. You know, you bike, you run, you swim, and swimming in the open water, we'll probably get a lot more into it later, is
Okay.
it's really tricky. It's dark, and there's people and feet and heads. And, and then you pop out and you're like, I'm done. And then you race to the next activity. So we have some cool stuff coming up in this episode to talk about, some new programming here. We're really excited about it, Mountain Rec.
And speaking of programming, we got to just let you know, you can check out all of this stuff at mountainrec.org. Jammer and Z, who you guys will meet one day. Keep that website up to date with all of our programming. And before we dive into it, you know, Mountain Rec is a great place to celebrate, whether it's your birthday or retirement or just because. Do you want to talk about what the renovated field house offers in Edwards?
Edwards, in addition to our awesome new sport courts and new ninja course up there, pickleball is very popular right now, by the way.
Yes.
Brad, our Edwards facility supervisor, was like, it's jamming.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're excited. Anyway, going back to the party action. You know, you can host birthday parties at all 3 of our facilities, Eagle, Edwards, and Gypsum. And Edwards has some cool stuff, whether it's you want to rent the sports courts or, you know, rent an area for gymnastics and let your little ones tumble and turn. Or we also have the esports lounge where you can play like those sporty gamer type things like Mario Kart and Madden. And I'm not really a gamer, so...
Hunter does a great job putting all of that together. Also, congrats, Mr. Rowe. I heard you got the Homie Nomi yesterday.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
The Homie Nomi. That's where we celebrate a employee every month, and we pass around this cool little gnome guy called the Homie Nomi.
Yeah.
Yeah, so congrats, Hunter.
Yep.
You know, the Gypsum Rec Center, you've got the pool, we've got a community room, so bring on the balloons there. And then Eagle, you can have birthday parties year-round there. You can rent the ice arena, and you can do private rentals there or do a party during our public skate sessions. And then, of course, during the summer, the Eagle Pool, we kind of create an area for you to have your birthday party there, and you can splash and have fun and eat cake.
Awesome. Well, and as with all of these, you can find out rentals, prices, and contacts at mountainrec.org. But birthdays, the little ones like birthdays, but if the little one's a climber, they can join Tots and Top Ropes for ages walking up to 5. It's going to be every other Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. and Thursday at 10 a.m. at the Gypsum Rec Center.
Yeah, it's really cool watching these little guys climb on the climbing wall. Like, it kind of looks scary to me.
Yeah.
And, like, Kaylee and Carson and the crew, like, just get them up there, and they're just little climbers,
Right.
moving and wiggling up the wall.
But once they hit 6 years old, they're not a top rope anymore, but they can climb doing.
Our after-school climbing program, and that's for ages 6 to 10, and we'll have that program's going on February 5th, 12th, and 19th, and actually spots fill fast. It's $10. Bring your kiddos in, let them climb some more.
Awesome. And now, the deadline, the big one.
The big one.
The big one.
Parents, put this on your calendar. Don't say we didn't warn you. March 2nd is summer camp registration. So we know those camps fill quick, and often we have waiting lists. So it's a good time to get ready for our outdoor rec camps, our summer camps, our mountain bike camps, all kinds of cool things going on for our kids this summer.
Now, let's not get too far out there, but you do need to register for sure. We do have some spring sports for the kiddos. Registration is open for our spring youth soccer that runs in Edwards, Eagle, and in Gypsum. That registration is going to close on February 22nd. And that program will start on St. Patrick's Day and goes through the first week of April. And while we have a moment, special thank you to all of our volunteer coaches from the past and currently. We wouldn't exist without you guys. So thank you, coaches.
Thank you. And then also coming up in February during school break, we have our Rec Kids Day Camps. That'll run February 23rd through the 27th for ages 5 to 12, both at Gypsum and Edwards. And your kids will thank you for it while you have to work. We're so nice like that.
Yes, exactly. And also we have a Learn to Skate program, and that is in the winter season. That's going to start on February 9th, and it's going to close on the 16th. And then the program itself runs February 19th to March 26th. We've had wait lists for all of these programs because they're really fun. Relatively priced. This one's going to cost $108.
Yes, so get those kiddos signed up. This is the last session for the winter.
Yes.
And then we'll come back next winter. I can't talk about winter again just yet.
Yeah.
It seems cold.
But yeah, that's kind of our youth programs and what's coming up shortly. But yeah, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to welcome in Mr. Lewis Lang and get to know about this young man. All right, Lewis, welcome to the Mountain Rec team, and welcome to Eagle Valley. And thanks for joining us on episode 3 of Rec and Connect. We're excited to learn more about you and aquatics programs, and we want to hear your sales pitch for lifeguards. So, first of all, you've been here 2 months. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so my first 2 months have been really engaging and really fun to get to learn the new cultures and work climate at Mountain Rec. I think one of my favorite things that I've experienced since starting in my 2 months is everybody here really likes each other. I remember it was my first week, and we are all sitting in a meeting, and some of my previous positions I've had in meetings, everyone like sprints out as soon as they can. And I remember there's like 5 people who stayed in the meeting after and like worked in the room together for the rest of the afternoon. And I remember calling my mom later that day and being like, Mom, they like each other here. Like, it was so refreshing to see people who enjoy who they work with, that they enjoy what they do, and that like passion, and then also even the gratitude of how lucky we are to get to do what we do, is just very apparent in everything that we do.
Yeah, I agree. I think, it's joy.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks.
I mean, it is recreation. It should be
Right.
fun. I say all the time that, this should be like the most fun job in the community that people are doing, because we really are getting paid to provide this service of recreation to the community. And along with that comes engaging with the community and getting to know them. And I think in this first 2 months that I've been here, everybody has been so warm and welcoming. And that doesn't even just go to, park or mountain recreation staff, but even the community at large. I've not had a bad experience, whether it's at the grocery store or accidentally driving down a road that's a private road and running into the owners at the other side of it. Like, it's been very welcoming out here, and I really feel lucky to be here.
Yeah.
You talked about it a little bit on the big scope of the community and the employees at Mountain Rec. in the full-time capacity. Now let's narrow it down. What's been the most exciting part about working with your aquatics team specifically?
So it's maybe a little bit of background about me, but I am a coach by nature. I have coached runners and cross-country teams and track teams, and I think what I really like is it's a group of young adults that are really interested in learning more and growing and developing as professionals. And so for me to get to step in and not take this supervisory role, but this coach, this mentor position, and to speak to the 3 full-time men that work for me. They're young and they're new into the aquatic profession, but man, are they hungry to learn more and to grow and to develop. And as we can all speak to, it's not always the easiest to find full-time Parks and Rec professionals out there. And so to get to be a part of that next generation coming up, it has been really rewarding. I think every day I learn something new from them, or I get to see a little bit more into, I'm like, that's why you're in this position. You have proven that you deserve to be here. And every day is just a new day for me to interact with them and to engage and teach them what I know.
Yeah, we really do have a great staff there. And I think, even Josh, one of your employees, has been, he kind of grew up with Mountain Rec and into the position that he's in now. And so I think that's one of the awesome things that we do there is like help people grow and thrive.
Right, exactly. And you talked about your background a little bit. Was there somebody when you were a little bit younger that kind of inspired you to kind of take on the coaching role or more of the aquatics role or a little bit of both?
Yeah, definitely. I think the first person that comes to mind, her name is Dee Dee Thull. She probably won't see this, but if she does, shout out.
Yeah.
I was in college and I was trying to get back in shape, and so I was never a runner, so I started swimming laps. And the aquatic director, the person in my role, approached me one day after I was there for a few weeks and goes, "Hey, you're a decent swimmer. Would you ever consider teaching swim lessons or becoming a lifeguard?" And I was, at the time I was just in college, I wasn't working. And so I was like, yeah, sure, I would love to. And from there, she just kind of slowly kept pushing me to like take on more responsibility in the aquatic department. She was training for her first Ironman she was going into. And so she also kind of pushed me into my own further fitness journey into doing triathlon and stuff. And so having her as a like coach and a mentor really helped me because if there was a swim lesson instructor that wasn't there, she was the first one volunteering to jump in. You never had to worry about support from her. And I know in so many positions I've also had, like, that's not always like going to be what your supervisor is like, is like willing to lead with you, willing to like jump into the trenches, roll up their sleeves and be a part of that. Yeah, into the water. That's a good one.
There we go. There's number 1 of the day.
The first pun of the day. We're going to have a lot of pool puns today.
So she helped inspire you kind of getting to this. Do you still lean on her now that you've taken on like a full-time role and a little more responsibility in this department?
Yeah, I constantly am asking her. She is a wealth of knowledge of water exercise instructing and programming, and on top of swim lessons. So we probably are in contact every month about something, or she reaches out and checks in on me. She's retired now. She's enjoying life in sunny Florida and not cold Wisconsin. But even in her retirement, she came back out because she couldn't stay out of the pool or the water. And she's teaching water exercise down at a YMCA down there in her retirement, which I love. And that's really one of the things that she taught me was that, swimming and water is for life.
Right.
It's one of the few places that you can see people of all ages from like little to, 80s and 90s still recreating and having that experience. So.
Yeah, you mentioned Wisconsin, so let's backstroke a bit.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit more where you came from before you came to Mountain Rec.
Yeah, so I'm from Wisconsin, born and raised. Grew up in a little town north of Green Bay. So I went to school in Stevens Point, for anyone that's familiar. It's kind of dead center of the state. That's where I got really into triathlon on my own and kind of kept taking on more responsibilities in an aquatic sense. But I went to school for health promotion and wellness with an emphasis in athletic performance. I thought I was going to be this next big coach or something really into sports, but the more I got into it, I realized that I enjoyed coaching people that weren't so serious about sport but wanted kind of that life guidance, but also that like sport guidance. And so that kind of left me in that high school range. And then like aquatics was an easy segue because a lot of your staff are lifeguard or high schoolers and things like that. And so being able to like take those skills I developed in coaching and bring them over into work was really, really beneficial. And then after school, I was in Madison, Wisconsin for about 5 years running YMCAs down there.
Awesome.
I learned a ton about swim lesson programming, and not only just swim lesson programming, but how do you develop a staff that can support a big swim lesson program? Because as we all know, that is a challenge.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And you kind of mentioned something we're going to springboard, talking about, high schoolers and lifeguards and all of that stuff. Obviously, you're going to have a heavy hand in hiring lifeguards this upcoming spring, summer. Can you just tell us about some opportunities and qualifications, and just for any high school or young adult out there that wants to lifeguard with us?
Yeah. One, I'm going to really encourage people. I don't think lifeguarding is just for the young.
Yep.
I have had immense success in reaching out to our older retired population too, and getting them into lifeguarding roles. I think some of the benefits to them is, as we all know, in retirement, we're on a fixed income. And so like a free membership into a place they're already recreating and coming for exercise is a great benefit. And then for me, what I find the most rewarding when I get to not just think about high schoolers, but pull in some of that older population is think about in our lives, where do we have that opportunity for teens and older adults to interact and in a meaningful way that there's a lot of responsibility that they are dealing with. And so you get to watch these two generations learn from each other. You know, you get to see the high schoolers learn how to hold themselves professionally at work and interact with other adults, and what does that look like? And then you also get to see the older generation and be like, oh, I get some of this new stuff that I see that's like poked fun of online,
right,
and things about this young generation. And so I really enjoy that. As for like qualifications, you have to be 15 years old in order to be a lifeguard. We can certify you at 14 and a half. But we can't put you on a guard stand until you turn 15. For us at Mountain Rec, if you are under 15, we do have some pool attendant positions where we kind of train you up to be a lifeguard. You learn the inner workings of, what does check-in look like for a pool? What are the cleaning tasks and duties? And what does it just kind of all entail to keep a pool running? And then if you do our pool attendant position with us, once you turn 15, we cover the cost of your lifeguard certification, which is a good cost savings for participants, but it's also a great opportunity to kind of do like a mini interview through their employment.
Like last year, you missed the epic opening of the Eagle Pool.
Yes.
And I can't wait for it to open again this summer, but it's fun watching our young lifeguards because essentially they get to hang out with their besties outside in the sun all summer long. And I mean, it's a very important position. You have to be really like attuned to what's happening in the water. But it was really fun. The lifeguard station is like right behind my office door. And so it's like the banter that comes from that crew. It's a really cool crew. And I'm excited for the summer and to see who comes on board with us again and who returns.
We got a lot of returning, but this summer we've got a lot of plans for more programs. So we have a big need for staff. We have some opportunities coming up in the near future. If this sounds like a fun job, that is also rewarding and giving back to your community. On February 21st and 23rd, we are offering a lifeguard class. That is going to be a Saturday through Monday with class running 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then we offer another class in April, April 10th through the 13th, following that similar pattern of going Friday through Monday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And you can find all that information at Mountain Rec's website online under our programs. All those are out there, and you can sign up for them as we speak.
Yeah, and I think there's only, 10 spots available in those sessions. So kind of if you're interested in being a lifeguard this summer, or you need a refresher or anything like that, you can go ahead and sign up now.
And speaking of signing up, and you mentioned a little bit earlier, you want to talk about triathlon and swimming and running and
let's go,
all that stuff.
Let's go swim with your friends. And, we're doing a really cool program that you're helping guide this coming up here in March. We're doing an indoor triathlon training kind of program, and then also an indoor triathlon competition. So pretty exciting to see that happening, and something that we've been wanting to do. Anything there? You have any tips, tricks, how to take your shoes off, how to transition, how to come out of the water and ride your bicycle without padding?
Yeah, the bike is definitely probably one of the scarier aspects. You know, you put your body on a road with cars, but I think the most important thing to think is this one is an indoor try, so it takes the road and the traffic kind of out of this. It's a great way to go off of Jamie, get your toes wet in the sport.
Hey,
There's 3. Go ahead.
3 puns.
But yeah, just getting their toes wet and so the try itself is just going to be very entry level, very beginner. There's going to be a good explanation of how it goes. There's not going to be like the big pressure switching from swim to bike and bike to run. We have some of that built in to keep this a little bit more low key. But then we also have a triathlon clinic that's running leading up to the race, where if you do want to learn some more about that, you want to learn what is a transition and what are some tricks to get out of transition fast, or what, you know, is important in the swim versus the bike. We're going to be covering a lot of that in our triathlon clinic, along with how do you train and balance training for triathlon and work. You know, we all have work going on in there, and trying to add 3 sports into that's
Right.
not easy.
It's a lot of work. And I think the cool thing about this indoor triathlon is how it'll be set up is that you're going to be in your, you know, you get to swim, and often in triathlons you're open water swimming. And so this is a good introduction because you'll be able to have your own lap lane when you're swimming. And then, you know, you're going to be running. So it's a different type of competition. You're almost competing against yourself. Like,
Yeah.
how many laps can you swim in 15 minutes? How many laps in the indoor track can you run in 15 minutes? And then how far can you go on a bike in 15 minutes?
Yeah, and so it really is a challenge for yourself. And even if you're kind of worried about being able to, the lucky thing is you could come in and try any part of the triathlon leading up to the race. You can come get in our pool and swim for 15 minutes and see where you're at. And so you might even have a baseline that you know you're trying to beat race day. I think some of the other cool things that we're going to be offering out of this is if you sign up for the race, the winners are going to have some cool prizes. One of them will be swim training with myself.
Nice.
So getting a certified coach to be able to watch your swim stroke, and where are some like pointers and things that you can become more streamlined or more efficient in the water. You know, water is more dense than air, so it's not necessarily about strength. It's about how efficiently you can slice through the water. So if you don't know what that means, but it intrigues you, I'm how you can find out.
I laughed a little bit there because, you know, when I first got into triathlons and I was doing mountain triathlons, so the Xterra format, I had a coach and I was swimming in the pool and she videoed me and she's like, "You're like a barge." And I was like, "Why, thank you. I appreciate you." So those techniques are super important, learning how to streamline yourself so that you're quicker going through the water. Because it's something else when you're out there swimming with a bunch of people in open water. There's feet and hands and
Oh, yeah.
faces.
Amongst
and,
other things, yeah.
And amongst, you never know what's in those waters sometimes.
Oh, I've swam through some gross algae
Oh.
blooms and stuff in a race. So you're like,
Geese skunk. You want to join us?
Probably not. No, thank you.
oh, come on, you're going to win the whole free training thing from us, right?
I'd give it a shot.
Yes.
I'll give it a shot. All right, before we let you go, speaking of this triathlon, are there dates, entry fees, all that fun stuff that you want to let the public know about?
Yes, so the clinic is going to be running on March 4th, 11th, 18th, and 25th. It is going to be at the Gypsum Rec Center, and we're going to go 6 to 7 p.m. It is $80 to sign up for the clinic, but if you sign up for our clinic, you get $25 off your race day entry. Which will bring your race day entry from $75 down to $50. And let me tell you what a deal this is. To be able to get a triathlon training clinic
Right.
and a race for less than $150 is unheard of. So this is a great way to, again, experience that entry level at a very affordable price.
Awesome. Lewis, we appreciate you coming in, man. Thanks for letting us get some insight on you and some exciting programming that's coming up in March. And then, you know, you're going to be a busy guy in the summer with the 3 pools, 2 in Gypsum and the 1 up in Eagle. Anything else you want to say before we let you go here?
No, I'm just really excited to be here in the community. I look forward to getting to know all of you. And so this summer, come see me at Eagle Pool or at the Recreation Center. My office is always open. Poke your head in, say hi. And thank you guys for having me.
All right, welcome to the team, and thanks for making a splash.
Hey, all right, there's number 4.
All right, huge thanks to Lewis for joining us today and talking all things pool. I'm super excited about summer. I love the blue slide. It's super fun and fast, and Willie the Frog forever.
Is it actually Willie the Frog forever, or just Willie the Frog?
It's just Willie the
Space
Frog.
bar forever. Okay.
And forever for me.
Okay. Was that the name that you voted on?
That was for the toad. Willie the Frog was actually the big frog that we brought back and refurbished.
Oh,
for the
nice.
pool. And
Okay.
The toad, I totally forgot what the toad's name is.
Have we announced that yet, Z?
Yeah, we totally did.
Oh, totally did.
Totally
Yeah.
announced it. I think it might be Bob the Toad. I
Okay.
can't remember.
All right. Lee? Lily. Oh.
Z's got me back on
Okay.
track now.
All right.
All right.
See,
Lily.
this is why Z is the best. She
This
knows
is-
everything
she does.
at all times. But we know some stuff too. We know some stuff about adult programming. We're going to start off with our auto belay clinics. Those take place every other Thursday at the Gypsum Rec Center. It's for adults who want to climb during our open hours and work on their spidey senses.
And, one thing to remember is we have a lot of drop-in programs at each of our facilities. So, pickleball, volleyball, gymnastics, you can drop in to the ninja course, play at our esports lounge
Yeah.
if that's your thing and sports aren't your thing. And, have a good time.
And speaking of drop-ins in pickleball, I believe I saw that there's a clinic from a pickleball instructor. It is not me. So you want to give us some details about Mr. Mike and all the cool stuff he does?
Yeah, we have Mike Lee coming in to teach some pickleball clinics, and they're February 9th and February 16th, and you'll learn a lot about the basics and transitions and how to, kind of watch your competitors and your opponents and read what they're going to do next. And then the other thing, which I learned, is he's going to teach about the shake and bake.
Shake and bake. Ricky Bobby. I didn't know about this until the ride over today. Apparently it is a tactic that you use, which I actually use. I didn't know it was called that. But when you're in doubles, like on your third shot, you're supposed to hit like a low line drive, make the other players uncomfortable to where then they pop it up and then you can just smash it.
I thought you just...
No. That's in the
not
NASCAR
it.
world.
You don't just stand out there and shake and hit a ball.
No. But for shaking and baking, let's go to the books and the coffees. Tell us about some of that stuff.
Sports and pickles aren't your thing. We have our literature and lattes. This is a program we started in December, and it's really neat. It's just coffee, conversation. Our next literature and lattes is on Tuesday, February 10th, and it'll feature the book Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. And try to say that fast 3 times. Her last name's a little... Kimmerer. Interesting to pronounce. But it's free for ages 15 and older, and it comes with snacks, good vibes, and you don't even have to finish the book.
Oh, nice.
You can just come. You can listen to the book. You can just come talk about it, or just come and hang out with us.
Is it like a book club?
It's kind of like a book club. We're
Sweet.
reading a new book every month.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you don't like to read, books that is, we do have a ski and snowboard conditioning program that continues on February 5th, 4 weeks on Thursdays from 6 to 7 p.m. at the rec center. It is $80. Hopefully we get some snow, but this is a great opportunity to just kind of help you ski faster, recover quicker, and reduce your risk of injury.
Yes. Let it snow.
Let it snow.
Let it snow.
But if it isn't snowing, you still want to get your workout on. We do offer up to 20 weekly fitness classes at the rec center. They are included, or you can just drop in for $12. And what does that include?
We've got Zumba, yoga, water aerobics. You kind of name it, we have it. And it's weightlifting, just kind of everything. It's pretty cool. Our facility is cool.
Awesome.
I might just think that, but I like it there.
But for the facilities to run, we need to have people working there. and we're hiring. So we're going to keep Aaron very busy. Hello. But yeah, we're hiring. As Lewis mentioned earlier, we're looking for lifeguards. That's coming up. Kaylee and her monument trips always are looking for outdoor rec staff. I'm looking for youth officials and or adult softball umpires as well. And then, yeah, Lewis is obviously going to need some help, especially in year 2 with the Eagle pool, since that thing is pretty awesome. And lastly, just a call for volunteer coaches. We can't have our youth programs without volunteers, and I've been fortunate in my 3 or 4 years here to meet some incredible people that have turned into some friends, and just because they do it for the kids and it just makes
the love
a
of
world
our
of a
community.
Yeah, exactly.
We like to say they're our MVPs. And
Yes.
they're very important and help us keep our programming costs a little bit lower.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So I think that might be it for this episode.
I think so. You have anything else you want to share?
Yeah, if you have any questions or ideas or, feedback, feel free to email Z and or Jamie and or whoever else gets these emails at info@mountainrec.org. But yeah, if there's a story that you want to promote, feel free to reach out. We're always open to ideas. We do, again, want to thank Lewis for coming in and thank Z for the tea, quite literally, not the gossip. And for being so patient and putting all this on together.
Yes, we couldn't do it without her. And big shout out to High Five Access Media for letting us utilize their podcasting space. It's a really cool venue, so come and take advantage of it.
Yes. All right. Folks, stay safe. Come visit us at our facilities. We got a bunch of cool stuff. And until next time, take care.